wife, Linda, has taken him home to Seattle. As she sits in the plane on the long, lonely flight across the Pacific, a week after his tragic and untimely death, she reflects on the last few traumatic days in Hong Kong. Bruce's sudden death, the glare of publicity in which she had learned to live with Bruce, and the biggest funeral Hong Kong had seen for years. But only one thing is certain. Bruce Lee, the husband, the father, the superstar, is dead. Screaming newspaper headlines tell the people of Hong Kong that Bruce has gone, and their grief is shared by fans the world over. On July 25th, 1973, thousands of his friends, colleagues, and admirers gathered at the funeral parlor in Kowloon to pay their last respects to the man they had always respected. Police estimated that 300,000 people lined the streets and jammed the funeral parlor to get a last glimpse of their fallen hero. But most important and most tragic of all is Linda Lee. She gives Bruce a wreath which reads, "Until our next incarnation." Wearing traditional Chinese mourning robes, Linda observes the dignified rituals of the ceremony. Outside the funeral parlor, the crowds wait, sharing the emotion, knowing the loss is theirs too. And Bruce's colleagues at Golden Harvest come to say their final goodbyes. The mourners at the funeral service read like a who's who of the Hong Kong entertainment world. Movie stars and producers, TV personalities and singers, all of them proud to feel they had been among Bruce's friends. His competitors, friends and fellow entertainers, a galaxy of Hong Kong stars, pay their last respects. James Bond star George Lazenby, who had just signed a contract to team up with Bruce only days before his death. Bruce's two children, Brandon and Shannon, bow before their father's portrait, then join their mother in thanking the mourners. They are still dazed and don't yet fully realize what has happened. But they kneel beside their mother, knowing she needs their support as much as they need hers. And still, the mourners keep coming. Fans, students, and kung fu friends. Bruce or known him has come, their eyes showing their shock. They will never work with him again. The world of Chinese movies has lost a hero and a leader. Many people have lost a friend. Outside, the crowd still wait, craning their necks and climbing for vantage points. This will be their last chance to see Bruce Lee. Finally, Bruce Lee is brought in, carried in a casket estimated to be worth anything from 100 to 200,000 Hong Kong dollars. Worthy of the man who wrote a new page in Chinese film history, the first Chinese actor to become an internationally known film star. Everyone there that sad day surges forward for a final look. Bruce lies composed, never again to thrill the world with his agility and speed, never again to smile at his wife or play with his children. Bruce Lee, the man whose physical prowess and original ideas brought him fame, fortune, and personal satisfaction, is still forever. His life gave pleasure and excitement to thousands. His death leaves only sorrow and memories. Brandon and little Shannon come forward to their father as they have done so many times before, but will only do once again. Linda has cried all her tears. Nothing can bring Bruce back now. The hurt remains, but she must go on. None of the thousands of fans waiting outside left before the end of the service. Finally, they watch as the Lee family leave the funeral parlor. Bruce Lee lived in the quiet, exclusive district of Kowloon Tong. the home of many other movie stars and affluent businessmen. This was his garden, rare in crowded Hong Kong, a calm, serene oasis. It gave Bruce the chance to contemplate nature. It was a place he used to escape the hectic pace of show business life. His family decide to return to Seattle. Even his dog seems to know something is wrong, that the family is leaving. His master is dead. His home stands empty. Only memories of the past remain here. His gymnasium. This was Bruce Lee's study, where he sat alone to think, to develop ideas for his films, surrounded by mementos of his career. His stereo. His weights. A scribbled note. Paintings and posters. His clothes, his belt, his dog. Things which we take for granted in life, but now only remind us of happier times. A few days after the funeral in Hong Kong, Linda and her children arrive at the airport to take Bruce back to America. The skies are overcast. A drizzle falls. The circumstances surrounding Bruce's death were the subject of considerable wild speculation by the uninformed. Linda had kept silent up to this point, but at the airport, she makes a brief statement to the press.
It is my wish that the newspapers and the people of Hong Kong will stop speculating on the circumstances surrounding my husband's death. Although we do not have the final autopsy report, I hold no suspicion of anything other than natural death. I myself do not hold any person or people responsible for his death, and I would appreciate it if you will honor and respect my wishes.
Bruce Lee leaves Hong Kong for the last time. His plane, obscured by swirls of summer rain, lifts off, destined for the United States on this, the star's final journey. The long flight has given Linda time to think back on the last few days. But the arrival in Seattle thrusts her back into the tragedy and tears of her husband's death. Waiting in Seattle is Bruce's mother. Before they say a word, Linda and her grief-stricken mother-in-law fall into each other's arms. Friends and relatives offer a few words, knowing there is nothing they can really say to relieve the sorrow of these two women. Linda goes to the University of Washington campus, where she and Bruce first met as students. She visits the quiet little corner where they used to sit together, laughing gaily and talking with friends, making plans for the future. The atmosphere is heavy with memories, and the fact that Bruce is gone is once again brought home to his widow. She revisits once familiar spots, remembering, all the time remembering, composing herself for the funeral and the life that still lies ahead of her. It is a measure of Bruce Lee's popularity that no seemingly trivial detail of his life is regarded as unimportant by his thousands of fans. Even his baby pictures become treasured mementos. The young Bruce began his photographic career just about as soon as possible, here at the grand old age of 12 months. His father, Lee Hoi-chun, was a famous clown, and Bruce soon found that a clown's mask fitted him pretty well, eyebrows, beard, and all. By the time Bruce is 5, his father has him wielding a sword. A year later, he breaks into the world of celluloid. The young Don Juan of the modern world, he begins filming My Son Ah Chang.